Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride, where we're channeling the man in the moon. I just want to mention three things before I do a little bit of video on what Trump's going to do next. The first thing, and maybe the most important thing, is just to note in my last video, some people said it was kind of scary to watch. I had to think over whether I would put that video out there or not, but I decided that it was very important to put that out there. Look, there are dark forces out there, and they really are evil. They won't win, but they certainly can mess up the truth a lot. That evil looks like Jeffrey Epstein and the people who facilitate Jeffrey Epstein. And those people are very much in touch with dark forces. So I just want to let you know, whenever you're doing this work, be very careful of what you're channeling, and don't hesitate to say, no, you are not welcome here. You need to leave if you are doing it. It should feel good in your heart, not neutral in your heart. It should feel good, like a positive force. Anything else, forget it. Tell it to leave, sage off, and it's okay to get angry and yell and tell them to go away, right? Ask your facilitators, whatever they may be, to help you. The second thing that I think is important to mention is, have you feeling kind of weird, kind of off, not sure what direction you're going to go in for the past 2 weeks? I sure have, and I really believe that something is happening in the universe, something's being transformed, we're being changed. They say that the earth is moving into a new phase, a phase a little bit more like love. The third thing is, look, Trump's losing. There's no way in heck he is going to become the president at this point. Every time he opens his mouth, it becomes pretty clear that he is suffering from Alzheimer's. He has become a liability for the Republican Party, and as I said many years ago, it looks like they're going to be the ones that remove him. Notice Pelosi was right. The best thing that we could do was do some investigations and let Trump make a fool of himself, which he has done over and over again, right? Notice the changing voice of the Republican Party, which does not give him any support. Believe me, all those guys behind those closed doors, they are talking about how to get rid of him, because it looks like we will now win the Senate, perhaps, definitely the House, and certainly the presidency. It's possible that Democrats will win all three portions of the government and will have a mandate to actually do something now, since Trump has been in power in the way that he has. So maybe the best thing to do right now in this video, even though it's clear Trump is going down, and I would ask you all to repeat this to yourself because it will calm you down. We have gotten past the most difficult part. The battle is not over, but we've certainly gone past the battle of the bulge, right? So I do want to see what he is going to do next, just so that we're a little bit prepared for the steps along the way as we watch this decline. All right, so Spirit, what can people know about the Trump administration? What can they know in advance so that they will not be too shocked? Okay, it's a pretty deep trance here, guys. As you notice, I'm having trouble speaking. Okay, I am seeing Trump. So I'm seeing Trump walk on a stage. He's trying to have some kind of debate. And he, again, looks so feeble. He doesn't quite know where he is. He's making such a fool out of himself that everybody in the audience is sort of aghast. Even his attempts to insult people kind of become slurred and make a fool out of him. You can expect panic. The Republicans are going to panic. And the press is going to have a field day with Trump's gaffes. It's almost like the Democratic opponents feel sorry for him. He is so pathetic. This will happen fairly soon. I'm getting within the next couple of months that we will see him on stage doing something like this. It may just be a press conference, but to me, it looks like a big stage, almost like a debate. But I don't think it is literally a debate. Some things, I see the southern border, and the southern border sort of bursts open. Something happens, like there's a flood of people. And it's not people, though, it's just something strange happens. Something goes down with the southern border where there's like a breakthrough moment, or it literally looks like a border that's gone like poof. Yeah, and actually, it appears as water, so I wonder if this is some kind of environmental phenomenon. But I'm not thinking that now. It looks like people, that's what Spirit is saying, is some kind of people. And now I'm seeing sort of Mexico and Latin America. I wonder if things aren't going to get so much worse there that there's an either even greater movement of refugees. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of political despots in South America. Mm. Bolsonaro, he's not looking very steady. I do see those forests, those jungles burning. And Bolsonaro is also looking more and more desperate. The smoke seems to fill even the air where he's speaking to a crowd, and they're becoming angrier and angrier at him. Hmm. So, Spirit, again, what do people need to know? What will help them? What's some events that they need to know? I'm seeing a hurricane. I don't know if it's the one that the present one, but what I see in this hurricane is, completely wet shores of Florida. Yeah, it seems really quite devastating in the sense of the the beach changes. It's not the same beach. Like, we don't have the coast of Florida is not the same. It's narrower. Yeah, I do see that Florida is getting blasted. Just high water. That's corresponds with the news. You're just getting a lot of high water, and along the coast, the east coast, southern east coast of the United States, we're getting a lot of high water. This will be devastating for Trump because he does not have the skills to handle it. It's one of those things where he has to fly down there and speak publicly, and his managers are not able to control him. So he will speak publicly and he'll continue to make these terrible gaffes. He'll think he's in the wrong state. He'll, call the hurricane by the wrong name. He'll just flounder and flounder, and it will create a good deal of fear in those states because it will become clear that no one is really in charge. This is an interesting image. I don't know what it means. I see Trump's daughter Ivanka and the son-in-law Kushner, and they're holding a chalice. She drinks from the chalice, Kushner drinks from the chalice, and then they give the chalice to Trump. Trump drinks from the chalice, but he spits it out. That to me means maybe that they're going to try to protect him and try to put the words in his mouth. Maybe it seems to me right now that they're trying to coax him into, coach him into saying normal things, but they're not going to be successful. He's just gonna spit the wine out. And it's in front of a lot of people that I'm seeing this image. So there's a whole audience of people watching, and they're just kind of just standing in shock, like, oh my God, this guy's losing it. And then he goes off on another one of his crazy rants. So, what could we tell people who are affected or going to be affected by the hurricanes? Okay, well, there is some help. People in Georgia, I don't know why, there's something in Georgia, there's some spot in Georgia where somebody knows what they're doing, and they're gonna help. And things will be organized from on the state level. It's not that's what I'm getting. It's like it's in the center of the state of Georgia. I see a sort of circle of light, and it's going to be the states that are going to have to take over for to fix all the messes, because the federal government isn't going to be able to do it. There's no direct chain to solve the problems. Nothing there that can help. It's going to be the states. Mm. And I do see that this hurricane right now, it appears like it's going to affect the Carolinas. Again, I think that's something we already know. But it will be pretty tough. It'll be pretty tough on them. The people on the coast appear to be losing a lot of land, and that might just be temporary. But it's definitely a difficult situation for those on the coast. Hmm. So, Spirit, is there anything else that we need to know right now about Trump? This is a better question, Spirit. What can we do right now in regard to Trump? Hmm. Take a bit of a rest. Even if you're just looking at it from a political situation, we've had a lot to take in, and now that the danger is not so intense, this is just a process where we're starting to integrate all of the things that we figured out. So don't feel bad if you're feeling tired, you feel like you need a rest. It's a good idea to rest and just take this all in emotionally. We haven't had a moment to rest. And now we do have a moment to rest because they're pretty much trying to keep Trump under wraps so he doesn't go out and say anything and do any crazy things. They're just going to try to keep him quiet. So now's the time, don't stop doing your political activities, don't, change your votes or anything. But now is actually a time where you can sort of start integrating all of the material that we have experienced. The last year and a half has been a psychotic, fast forward, ride. So remember, your spirit needs time to sort of digest and understand these things. And even if you intellectually understand what's going on, that doesn't mean that you can, really get it into your heart and sort of understand the meaning of all these things that have happened. Perhaps people in your family are not speaking. This is a lot to take in. For the next couple of months, don't stop doing things per se, but spend a little time taking it in and understanding things emotionally, and do your best to be in good emotional relationships with those people around you who you have been able to maintain as friends despite the Trump era. Do your best to speak to them and be in good relationship with them. In some ways, new communities have formed, so good things have happened. And we just want to capitalize on that. Go to the communities that you have. And if you haven't really found a community in the past year and a half, then it could just be online. That's fine. But it's not a bad idea to reach out to some of those communities for support. We're going to need to be integrating this for the next 30 years of our lives. That's how intense these things have become for us. So feel free to spend a little free time right now, just resting, relaxing, meditating, and repeating to yourself, the good things that you have done in the past year and how you have produced things. This was a necessary step for our society. It's not the end of the world. This is just something that we had to go through, unpleasant though it might be. And definitely give yourself a break. If you're not feeling great, if you feel a little sluggish, just take it easy. Don't beat yourself up. If you're not, doing your yoga every single day, it's okay right now. It might be important just to rest and just to reflect. We are going to be gearing up again for another fight in a few months. We're going to be starting the next election cycle, and we're going to have to be active. So now might be a fine time just to talk, right? And just to, go see a movie and, hopefully watch a movie that helps you to integrate some of this stuff. There's plenty of them out there. All right. And I'm getting the message. That is all for today. Thanks so much for watching.